avenge anybody. No one, not at all. He just continued with his work, and he was always positive, not negative.
Positive.
And every time there was an opportunity to call people towards the old disciples knew where he was. And I'm mentioning to you one narration. The disciples knew where he was. There was one of the disciples, the name given is Judas Iscariot. Allah knows best who exactly he was, but one of the disciples. And he decided to become a traitor. In fact, Shaitan overtook him. The devil overtook him, and he led the men of this king and the Jewish people who were behind wanting to murder Jesus, may peace be upon him, to the room where he was.
Oh, he said the room, not the Roman. I thought he said the room. I thought he said the room. But anyway, he mentioned the king at that time. Who is the king at that time? Who is the king? Who is the soldiers? The other Roman. In fact, even the Quran confirms that. You see, there is a chapter in the stupid yellow page of Muhammad. It's called the chapter of the Roman. In that chapter, Muhammad, he was trying to play, he's like Christian. So he claimed that the Roman are believers. Suddenly, few years later, the Roman not believers, because they rejected him. The Roman have been defeated in the nearer land. And after a few years, they will defeat again. Okay, so this is when? This is 600 years after Jesus. The Roman is still there. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to call us? My Skype is open, and we welcome any smart Muhammadan. I hope I'm not insulting, because Muslims get offended by anything. You say to them stupid, they get offended. You say smart, they get offended, because they knew I don't mean it. Any Muhammadan want to call us? Who can give me a legitimate story according to Muslim books about what happened to Jesus, beside the story of Mufti Mink that Jesus he ran from a small window? Anyone can tell me? Any Muhammadan can show me the reference? Anyone? How come the text no longer clear in the past? What do you mean no longer clear in the past? What does that mean? Speak English. Muhammad Yusuf. We have a guy, his name is Muhammad Yusuf. Why you don't call us Muhammad Yusuf? My friend, do you know if you call me and you defend your religion, how many like version Allah will reward you? I know, if I am you, I will call. No, it doesn't matter what happened. Come to Indonesia face to face. You know, I like to do face to face, to be honest with you. But there is an issue with face to face. Now, I know that you are a kind of a person, your tongue cannot go and talk unless you see somebody face to face. But now I don't know why your hand is working, even though you cannot function without face-to-face. However, as long as you accept only face-to-face, how come you Muslim accept that Muhammad never saw Allah, never spoke to Allah, never saw the ass of Allah? I keep asking Allah to show me himself face-to-face. Never. Never spoke to Muhammad too. Can you show me where Allah spoke to Muhammad? Not face-to-face, by microphone. You see, your God, he spoke to everybody. Everybody. Adam, Musa, Isa, I mean, Abraham, everybody. Zulqarnain, Alexander the Great. When it comes to Muhammad, Ah, Allah is not there. What he do? He sent the guy, his name Jibreel. What Jibreel he do? He work as a pizza boy. Taragan, taragan, taragan. Who is this? Jibreel. What you have with you? Pizza. Is that true? How come Allah speak face to face to everybody? I mean, name one person for me in the Quran Allah did not speak to him. Zachariah, Imran, Mary, I mean everybody. But Muhammad, Allah wouldn't talk to him. Why? Who can explain to me that reason? What the reason? Because he's so low. Like, you know, a king, he speak to kings. Do you agree, people? King, he speak to kings. Or maybe he can speak to a journalist. Journalist, because that's what he do. They are seeking, you know, like to deliver their opinion to the public. They use them, but they are not kings. Journalists, there is nobody. But kings, they send letters to kings. Right? Okay. They call kings. They speak to them. Okay. How Allah spoke to Muhammad? How Allah spoke to Isa? How come they are not the same way they've been taught to approach? How Allah spoke to Moses? Any Muslim? How Allah spoke to Abraham? Allah even spoke to Shaitan. He spoke to Shaitan, but he never spoke to Muhammad. Anyone can help us? I hope that a lot of orang from Indonesia will call me right now. Except one guy. Please don't call me. The guy from Indonesia, he called me before. He says to me, Christian Prince, answer my question. Abdul, speak like a man. Christian Prince, I want this question. What the heck? I mean, from all the country of Indonesia, Indonesia could not send me anyone except this guy. Christian Prince, answer my question. I don't know what he ate before he killed me, but I mean, yeah. And the other guy from Indonesia, the guy when I give me 5 BMW, he was super smart. He said, Christian Prince, I have a challenge for you. If you can give me one verse from the Bible, it says that Jesus Christ, he said, I'm a Christian. How in the world I'm going to answer this guy? I will give you 5 BMW. What the heck, 5? What about 1? But can you change the question? The first question alone is impossible. Like, show me where Jesus Christ, he said, I am a Christian. How in the world I'm going to find a verse like this? Christ, he will say, I'm a Christian. Muhammad, he will say, I'm a Muhammadan. And Moses, show me where Moses said, I'm Mushan. Look, what the heck? Potatoes. But if those are your sheikhs, who is your donkeys? If those are your sheikhs, the one who asked him to refute me, those are the one who refute me. Why I delete videos? I don't keep videos on my channel. I don't keep videos. Everybody knows. If I keep my videos, I should have like a million video on my channel alone. But I don't keep them. But you can find the only video I make in YouTube. People download and repost. Search the title of that time, you will find it. People repost. Do we have any Muhammadan? If you are new, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any Muslim sheikh, especially if he like claim to be a person of knowledge, that will make it more exciting, you know, like for you to watch, to see how Muslims, they know nothing about the religion. Muslims, as you know, a Muslim man is the same as someone, his wife is cheating on him. What does that mean? He is the last one to know what's going on. In fact, I mean that literally. As an example, Actually, even if a Muslim man, he knew what's going on, he cannot do anything about it. As you know, Muhammad is so smart. After his wife, she'd been accused to be sleeping around. Obviously, he's a very old man. She is very, very, very young. Baby Aisha, you know. So Aisha, after she'd been accused of fornication with a bunch of boys, Muhammad, he come with the new rules. A person who have his wife, you know, she is obviously cheating. He saw her. But now there's a penalty. If you accuse your wife and you don't have 4 witnesses, the Quran says, whip their back. So the guy came to the Prophet, says to him, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, so what do you think? If I find my wife with a man, should I give him some time until I bring 4 witnesses?" The Prophet said yes. And here you need to ask yourself, the Muslims in this garbage cult, they need 4 witnesses to prove fornication. They have 0 witnesses for Muhammad being a prophet. And the 4 witnesses, they have to see the penis going in and out. Not only just like you go in the room, you find them in the bed together. No. You not only like one in the top of the other one. No. You have to see the penis going in and out the same as the pen go in the inkwell. If you don't find 4 witnesses seeing that scene, literally as I said, those 4 witnesses are invalid. And not only that, we are going to whip their back for false accusation. In fact, there's a story of the caliphate. 4 witnesses, they came to him. 3 of them, they said, we saw his penis going in and out. 3. Number 4, he said, I saw her feet around his neck and they were shaking like the ear of a donkey when he's running. So what we have now? We have 3 witnesses. They saw the penis going in and out, and they saw the feet. I guess now you know what the position we are talking about. They saw the feet of the women around his neck, around his head, and they were shaking her feet, the same as a donkey when he is running. The caliphate, he said, no proof. What the heck? No proof. Dude, what do you mean? 3 of them, they saw the penis going in and out. Number 1, he saw her feet around his neck, no proof, and he ordered to beat them 100 lashes each. This is why a Muslim woman, she will never, you cannot accuse a Muslim woman of fornication because it's impossible. If you enter the house, excuse my language, if you enter the house and you find your wife in the top of a man, but she's wearing her skirt, I'm not going to give details, you know what I'm talking about. And you have 1,000 witnesses, and they did not see his penis going in and out. They saw nothing. She's covered. She's wearing a skirt. Even if you have 1 billion witnesses. So this is a stupid garbage religion. They need 4 witnesses to see the penis, but they did not see the penis Muhammad going up to heaven. Not a single witness. Even Aisha, she said he was next to me all night. And then they start saying he been lifted up to heaven by his spirit, not by his body. A person calling me Christian princess. That's okay, my friend. Why you don't call me and tell me what you want to say? Let's see who is the princess and who is the man. If you are a man, call me. What do you think, guys? This guy calling me princess. Well, I'm not the one who wear women clothing like your prophet. I can prove it. Did your prophet say, I never receive Quran except in the clothes of Aisha? I don't put eyeliner three times a day. Not me. Prove me wrong. Get me busted in the street, take a picture of me when I have a eyeliner over my eyes. I am not the one who pee like women like your prophet. Even the Arab, they said to him, look, he pee like women. Yes, they said that to him. I can show the reference. Why you don't call me? Did the Arab, they say, he pee like women? What do you think? This is the hadith. And this is Sahih hadith. Let me see if I can find it in English. Hold on. And the funny is, by the way, the guy, he go in the front of people and he pee. Like in the front of the people. I mean, because how they see him? How they see him pee if he is not doing it in the front of everybody in the street? He's a prophet of Allah. He have the best manner. I found it in English. Look at this. Allah messenger, God messenger, came out with leather shield in his hand. He laid it down and sat and passed water. What he did? And then they said, look at him. He like a woman do. Do you see it? Who is the princess? And what Muhammad he did? Did he say, Allahu Akbar, you insult me? He is a woman. He continued peeing. Somebody, Mu'taz, is asking me, is the Trinity biblical? For sure. Absolutely. I can prove it to you from the Quran. You know, actually, the funny is that Muslim, we are talking about Muhammad peeing, and the Muslim, he heard nothing, peeing like a woman, dressing his wife clothing, putting eyeliner, and the Muslim respond, Christian Prince, is the Trinity biblical? Because you want to change topic, you know, embarrassing. Christian Prince, I have a question for you. Is the Trinity biblical? Abdul, first, before you talk about the Trinity, go and teach your God the Trinity. According to your God, the Trinity of Christianity is Mary, marrying Allah, have a baby Jesus. So before you ask me about the Trinity, shouldn't you ask your stupid God how we did not even get the Trinity right? I mean, can we find the Trinity in the Quran? What the Christian believe in the Quran? Huh? What the Christian believe in the Quran? The Trinity. I want to talk about the Trinity. Call me. But don't call me baby. No. You can call Muhammad baby, not me. I'm a Christian prince. And all of you fear me to death. What happened now? You don't want to change the topic? You don't want to talk about the topic? Should we go back to the Prophet pissing like a woman? Why he pissed like that? Why? Actually, there's a hadith, but I need to remember it. You see, my head is a huge library, but I need to remember details so I can search it. You know, Muhammad, he told them not to pee, not to put your ass like to the direction of the Kaaba. But the brother, I think it was the brother of Zainab, he went to the top of his roof to do something, maybe to fix a roof, and he saw Muhammad pissing toward Damascus and his ass facing the Kaaba, but he forbade Muslim from doing that. Let me see if I can find it. Guys, I hope the smell is not getting too much strong. Sorry, our topic is Muhammad. As I remember, I want to be sure that I quote the hadith correctly. Um, and here, by the way, you notice how shitty, excuse my language, this religion is. I mean, what is this? Let us see. Maybe we can find it. Let us see. We need to look more. Yeah, this one. Here we go. I remember the hadith. Let us see if we can find it in English. And by the way, Muslims, thank you for this website in English. One day, I climbed on Hafsa house. This is the house of Muhammad. I saw the Prophet relieving himself while facing Sham and his anus facing the Kaaba. What the heck? Prophet of Allah doing what he forbid Muslims from doing. He turned his butt to the Kaaba. Christian Prince, first of all, this hadith is not sahih. I'll give it to other Muslim. He will say to you, Christian Prince, it doesn't say that, CP. Secondly, this hadith reported by Tutu told Fufu told me to do is very well known liar. Here we go. We got you busted. But in their website, it says sahih. It says what? Sahih. The Prophet turning his anus, doing poo-poo to the Kaaba, and he is facing Damascus? Any Abdul? Who's a Muslim want to ask me about the Trinity? There we go. They will try to. Hey, Muslims, come on. Let's go back to the Trinity. A Muslim, like he have two things to talk about, you know. The Trinity. What is the other thing? The Bible is corrupted. Listen. Need to know these are the title. One person and his name Jesus, the Father John 5:43, the Son Matthew, the Holy Ghost 14:26. Hey Mu'taz, why you don't call me? I don't know what you are saying, my friend. Call me and tell me about those. Guys, Mu'taz, he will have something to us about the Trinity. He is expert. Mu'taz, do you dare to call me? Or you are just a text? Abdul, what you will lose? Call me and prove the Trinity wrong. Would you? I mean, you Muslims, all your religion is based on the Trinity. Muhammad, Jibreel, Allah. If one of them is missing, Islam is gone. If we take Muhammad, there is no Islam. There is no Muslim. If we take Jibreel, there is no Muhammad. If we take Allah, there is no Jibreel, there is no Muhammad. You Muslims are people of Trinity. You have your own. Not only that, if I go right now in the Hadith and I type the word 3, you will find that a Muslim, his prayer is not perfect, is not accepted unless he do things 3 times. Like what? Like what? Like what? Huh? Like what? What I'm typing there? 3 times, 3 times. I just typed 3 times. Look what happened. The Messenger of Allah lied to supplication 3 times and asked burden of Allah 3 times. Why? In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit? Why not 4? Forget this one. Maybe this one is nothing. The Prophet narrated that Allah, Prophet, he washed his hand 3 times. He rinsed his mouth 3 times. He rinsed his nose 3 times. He washed his face 3 times. What the heck? Yes, because 3 times is the perfection number. I challenge any Muslim to say it's not true. Number 3 is the perfection. The perfection of a prayer, the perfection of God, the perfection of act, the perfection of an oath. Even divorce in Islam is based on number 3. If a man, he divorced his wife 3 times, she can't get back to her husband unless a new husband F her. Is that correct, Mu'taz? Sex terrorist? 3 times. 3 times. I just typed the word 3 times. I did not type anything. 3 times. 3 times. Break an egg. Everything is 3 times. Everything is 3 times in this religion. Even when Jibreel, he come to Muhammad to activate him, he squeezed him how many times? Hey Muslims, can you help me? How many times Muhammad been squeezed? Is it true it was 3 times? Who's going to call me and explain to me why 3 times? Any Abdul? So this false, stupid religion, flying carpet religion, they have big mouth, but the second you ask them about their Trinity, they have no answer. Why Allah angel squeezed Muhammad 3 times? I challenge you to tell me. Anyone? I challenge all of you to tell me what the reason. Nobody knows. Any Abdul? All your numbers in your religion is a copy from Christianity. And 90% of the stories in the Quran are copied from other beliefs, including the Christians, Jews, Hindus, Buddhas, Sabian, you name it. Any Muhammadan? Where is the Muhammadan? What happened? Do you live in fear? How come other Christians, they ask Muslim, call me, and they line up to call here nobody? Shall I call Zakir Naik? You know, a Muslim is worried about the Trinity, and his religion is based on 3 in everything. And then, if you get busy with Muhammadan, and you find yourself need entertainment, will you better, hear something before you sleep or when you wake up for relaxation? Like what? Like this.
It will never reach you unless Allah intends it to reach you. Allahu Akbar. We ask Allah to grant us strength. So Suleiman alayhi salatu was salam, after this, he used to control the wind.
Guys, Suleiman, he controlled the wind. How he controlled the wind? Just wait. He controlled the wind, Suleiman. The Trinity there.
We granted him the power of using the wind that covered a journey of 1 month in one morning.
One morning.
And Allah says, in the afternoon it covered.
But brother, the Muslims are people of logic. I mean, the Trinity does not make sense. We are logical people. What you can do about it? We are people, you know, a flying carpet carrying a 3,500-mile long army. His camels, his donkeys, his horses, his food, his kitchen, his wives, they are by hundreds. His palaces, all in the top of flying carpet, brother. But the Muslim, he find that the Trinity is not logical. This is logical. But are you kidding me? This happen all the time. You know, flying carpet.
Covered the journey of another month. So in one day, you would cover the journey of 2 months. That's what Allah says.
Oh.
What would happen? He had bisat. He had a laid sort of a wooden plank. One wonders exactly how it was. We only know the word that is used here to describe it. Say, more or less, a mattress or a platform.
A mattress.
His army.
Guys, his army in the top of the mattress. It turned to be a mattress. I thought it's a carpet. Now it become a mattress. I hope no atheist is listening. They will say Darwin was right. What the heck? Continue, brother. His army.
Of his army were instructed to sit on it, and he told the wind, take it. It would take that.
His army is on the mattress, and the Trinity does not make logic. The army of the guy on the mattress. Now listen, listen. I have a big mattress. Very big, brother. I think my mattress is bigger. The whole army on the top of the mattress. I mean, Abdul, don't you think like the lie is so small? And Abdul, he is a logical person. Mattress in the top. What a nice journey. This is the first army have a 5 stars flight. They are sitting on a mattress. Do they have pillows with them? The whole army. And their cook, horses. I mean, the whole army, you name it. By the way, do the horses do poo-poo on the mattress? What happened to the horses when they see themselves flying and they are exposed to the wind? Like, as long the wind is so fast and he is going so fast, how they can hold themselves on the top of the mattress? Are they tying themselves up with the like a belt or something?
It would take them a journey of 2 months in one day. Drop them off and come back. Allahu Akbar. What would happen? The wind would blow it. Imagine, he instructed the wind. Allahu Akbar.
The wind, take it right. The wind goes. Wind, take it left. Stop. The wind is stopped. And then what happened, brother?
Look at the power of Suleiman alayhi salatu wasalam.
Shame on you. You should say the power of Allah, not the power of Suleiman. Donkey.
On top of that, he was a very humble man, extremely humble. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us.
What? He will sing it. He will sing it now, you know, like in order to make the Quran sound like more better, you know, they sing it for you. And that supposedly will make the Quran something important.
We gathered for Suleiman alayhi salam on a certain occasion his army from mankind, from jinn kind, and from the birds.
Birds. The birds in the army too, not only genie. I mean, I watched the Lord of the Ring. This story is coming from the story of Suleiman. I'm telling you. Suleiman, he have an army of birds. Why you are responding in my Skype? I don't know. Let us see. This guy here responding. Well, I don't see you texting me in Skype. Where are you in Skype? You are lying. I don't see any text from Skype. Hey, let me post my Skype for everybody. Christian Prince, why you are responding to my Skype? You're a liar. What's your name? Here we go. This is my Skype. I can show people too. I can show my Skype. I have zero message. There's only one guy. He texted me from last Sunday. His name is Asad, and he's slow. We spoke to him before. This is my Skype. You are lying. You wanna play like a hero now, claiming that you are? Give me your Skype. Post your Skype here. I will call you. Post your Skype in the chat. Mr. Abdul, give me your Skype. I'm waiting for you. And this is my Skype. There's different Skype in description. Let me change it. Hold on. Yeah, I have in the default. You are right. Actually, no, actually, it's the same one. Isn't it 6E? Oh, this is a different one. Okay, sorry. Okay, I fixed it in description. That maybe then he is texting the other Skype. Okay, my friend, now you get the correct Skype. You have no excuse. Let us hear more how the flying carpet and his army of birds.
And they were all together moving in a certain direction. They were in such an order. Yuza'un means they were in a proper order. The order of a military commander. Which means, you know, when the soldiers are marching, they have a specific, beautiful order. So we had the human beings, the jinn kind, the birds, the other creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On this occasion, the three are mentioned. And Allah says,
Hatta until they arrived to the valley of the ants. And then what happened? You will not believe it what happened. Brother, listen what happened. Yeah, they arrived at the valley of the ants and things happened.
The valley of the ants. Suleiman with his huge army, so big, a massive army, as he is passing the valley of the ants, he notices one ant, calling out to the rest of the ants, O nation of ants, go into your dwellings because Suleiman is coming with his army. He'll probably trample over you without even knowing what has happened. Suleiman heard this. He was granted the ability to hear ants.
I don't know. I mean, he heard the ant. Where is this guy? We gave him our correct Skype. Still there's nothing. Abdul, we are waiting for you. Where is this guy? He wanna call me. And he made a big noise. So first we thought he is having the wrong Skype. Now we gave the correct Skype. Where are you? If you don't call me in a few minutes or text me, I will block you. Or at least post your Skype in the chat here so I can find you in Skype and call you. Potato. Shame on you. So guys, this is the Muslim religion. They want to talk about one God. Allah is one God. We worship one. Who cares if your one God is 1 or 2 or half or 1 kilo, 2 kilo? Your God is a stupid God. The Muhammadan, they have a phobia. They think they have, if they say we have one God, that means they have like something priceless. We have one God. You have one flying carpet God. The guy in his army flying in the top of the flying carpet, and then the prophet, he heard an ant, but ant don't talk. I mean, all creatures, they communicate, yes. So if we want, we can say talk, yeah, but they don't use their mouth to talk. They don't. Ants are mute and deaf. The Quran said, قالت نملة. قالت, which mean she said. The ant said. And by the way, a Muslim Abdul, he decided to be smart, so he made an article. He said, according to science, the one who is in charge of guarding the ants is a female. So how the Quran in you that the one who guard is a female? How you know? Well, the Quran says قالت نملة. And in Arabic, Namla is a feminine name, Abdul, but we call all ants Namla. We don't check their balls. In Arabic, we don't have male, you idiot, we don't have male word for it. This is a language. So they made an article. Wow, brother, how the Quran in you? Abdul, we don't have a male ant in the language. We call all ants, we call them Namla. Anyone, we call them. We never check their balls, trust me. Do you? It's an insect. Most of insects in Arabic, they have a feminine name. But doesn't mean they are female. Potato. قالت نملة. Oh, wow, the Quran says female and she said. No, the Quran is not saying that. Namla is the word we use for the insect, specifically now the ants. It doesn't matter if they have big testicles or they have no testicles. And, you know, if you don't speak Arabic, they can fool you. You know, if you don't speak Arabic, yeah, I mean, how you know? You don't know really, you know. When he arrived to the valley of the ant, Wadi Naml. In the Muslim books, they claim that in the valley of the ant, this is where Allah grow gold and silver, and he made the ants in charge of its protection. Yes, brother. Look at this. Till when they came to the valley of the ant. Hey, Muslims, anyone is good in geography? Who is a Muslim good in geography? Where is the valley of the ants? Anyone can tell me? I mean, there is one spot in the earth does not have ants. Have you ever heard of like the ants? They live only in a valley. It's called the Valley of the Ants, the Independent Republic of Ants. By the way, I heard that Joe Biden is asking the United Nations to have the flag of the Republic of Ants, which is in the Valley of the Ants, to announce their independent state following the advice of Allah. What happened to this guy, Mumtaz? What happened to Mumtaz? Oh, my Skype is open now. Oh, hold on. We have somebody. It says miscode. But he called himself SF. Is that you, Mumtaz? Let us call him. Let us see. That's loud. Hello?
Is this Christian Prince?
Yes, my friend. I'm talking to you.
Wow. We're not live on air, are we?
We are.
We're live on air.
Yes, we are. Are you a Muslim?
No, I'm not a Muslim, but I've got a lot of questions for you, and I think I've got a lot of answers. Actually, maybe.
You have a lot of questions or a lot of answers?
Both.
Oh, okay. So why you don't ask yourself and answer yourself without calling me?
No, I have a lot of questions for you, and maybe a lot of answers, or in some way, some of the things that I hear you talk about on the channel.
Okay, so I don't know what is your belief?
Well, they say that by their fruits you shall know them, right?
I don't know. Maybe you have tomato now. I don't know. What's your fruit?
Okay, let me put it this way. I've been thinking about faith for a very long time.
Okay.
I've been through many religions. I was brought up in India.
All right.
So I've been seeking the truth for a very long time.
All right.
And I've been dying to speak to you because I've watched a lot of your videos, and I tried to get in touch with you many times. But there's so much I want to talk about, and there's so much on my mind. I'm just wondering whether we should do this live or whether we should talk about this.
I don't talk in Skype like in private, unless it is a Muslim family. They don't want to be on air, you know. Then I do it privately. However, you are a man. You are not like a somebody trying. Sometimes like a man, he asked me to speak to his wife, and he's a present. So I agree, because they don't want to be in live on air, and they don't want people to know or their voice recorded. But in your case, you are an adult and you are a man. So what is your religion, my friend?
Well, I believe in the Christ, obviously. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But there are a lot of things around the subject which I feel are questionable that we speak about, and I feel that there's something missing.
So you believe in Christ. So are you like are you born in a Christian family, or you are a Hindu originally? What are you?
I was born originally in a Catholic family. Yes.
Okay. So okay. So now, what is again? You know, so we don't waste time. Your time and my time. What is the question?
Okay.
What is the questionable things?
Okay. So, you know, in Revelations, they say that you should not remove anything from the Bible, right?
No,
like nothing can be added to the Bible.
Doesn't matter in Revelation or not. We should not. Nobody can move anything from the Bible anyway. The Messiah, he said. You see, first of all, the Bible did not come before Jesus. Jesus came before the Bible, correct?
I assume so, maybe, because I think this book that I'm particularly going to refer to, I think, is in the Old Testament. I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. You see, you are asking. I mean, I don't know. You are confused for a reason, for sure. But nobody can remove anything from the Bible, and neither are the disciples. They can remove anything. Same time, the Messiah is not the Bible. The Messiah is a person we follow. The Bible is a documentation of what happened, what been said, what the Messiah said, what the disciples said, and what people said. So to say that the Bible is the most important incident happened in the time of Christ, based on the witnesses and even those who witnessed the witnesses. So for us, the true Bible is Christ himself, because Christ came first, and he is the Word of God. So in the beginning it was the Word, and the Word was with God. So the Messiah himself is not the Bible as a book, is the Bible as the Word of God, which means he is the Word of God. So he is the living Word of God. So can you remove anything from the Messiah? No. The Messiah said, the earth and the heaven will be destroyed, but my word will not. And there is no book was written. There was no book written at that time.
Okay, so that's exactly the point that I actually want to bring up when we talk about the earth. When the Muslims have in their books things about the earth written, the Hindus have certain things written as well. I'm of the belief that at the time of the destruction of the Tower of Babel, when he scattered the languages...
My friend, you are changing my topic. You see, my topic is about Islam, and you are taking me far away from my topic. Let me ask you a simple question. What do you think about Muhammad?
I don't want to be outright rude or anything like that, but I mean, I don't believe he can be someone holy in that way.
All right. But, I wish really I can continue with you, but because as you see, my topic here is not about the Bible. There's many verses, many channels in the internet.
I actually want to talk about certain verses from the Quran, like, especially the verses
still, my friend, still you are not qualified to ask me the questions, because I want Muslims to call me. I don't want Christians or somebody believing Jesus to call me, unless you are a Muslim.
Right.
If you convert to Islam, call me back. So go say Shahada, call me back.
But these questions are important because I feel that there are certain things that
then, my friend, you can ask your question in the chat. I will answer you the same as the rest. I said Muslims call me. I did not say Christians or somebody else. If I say somebody else, you are welcome. But I said Muslims, and I call you. I thought you are a Muslim.
Okay, sorry about that. I just thought that there are so many points that I feel that you talk about, and I feel that they're important to
Okay,
address.
I will give you a discount of the day. Give me the point. 1 point.
Okay. One point where he talks about where the sun sets in the spring of hot water. Okay,
Yeah.
now that's one of the most controversial points that we talk about
Oh.
a lot, where you cite that example a lot and things like that. Now, that is a very controversial example because if we talk about the sun setting in the spring of water and things like that, then you're going into the territory of a science, which of course I believe scientific knowledge is partly satanic in a way. It comes from a satanic church, but at the same time, what is written, sort of corresponds to the Bible in a way, which is the book that I was referring to, which I guess is not in the Bible. It's not in the Bible, but it is in the Ethiopian Bible. So if we read the entire Bible and we get that book in the Bible, then there are a lot of things explained.
I don't know. I feel like you are playing games. We went from the sunset in murky water to a Bible is not in the Bible.
A book that's not in the Bible, but it's in the Ethiopian Bible.
But what does have to do with the sunset in murky water?
Because there's a lot of things that are similarly related
No, my
to
friend.
the things that
First of all, there's many books. There are many books. When we say the Bible is the book of books, let us say it's a library. It's not a book. So if you are confused, listen, just wait. So you are mixing things up and look like you are trying to direct the topic to be something else. We talk about the sunset of murky water, and then you jump to a book is in Ethiopian. I can tell you now, there's many, like as an example, today we were talking about a bishop, or let us say a very great man from the church father, but his name is not mentioned in books, but he is from the early fathers. So we have books of the early fathers. Those we can add them as a tradition books, add them to the Bible, but they are not. So when we speak about the Bible is simply, for us as a Christian, when we say the word gospel, we mean the things belong to the disciple of Jesus and those who they are approved by the Christians. There is other books.
This is a book that's approved. It's approved by the Christians. It's in the Ethiopian Bible.
Doesn't matter. There's books too approved by the Christians, but they are not really part of the Bible. But you can add it. I just mentioned to you a name, because the Bible is not just a book; it's books. So we can say there's 100 book. We can say there's 4 gospel only. Depends what we meant. So the Bible is a collection of books. We can add the traditional books to it, and that will make it really huge, really big, because all the church father books then will be added, but they are not really what should be called the Bible. But some churches, this is why you see the Catholic, they have a number, the Protestant, they have different number, but none of them is wrong. Why? Because simply some they say, okay, we should add those books, but doesn't mean they are bad. Those books are great, and all they approve them, and some they say no, those should not be part of it, should be alone. So if this is your question, we answer you. Now we go back to the sun setting in murky water. What do you want to say?
Correct. Yeah, so what I want to say is that from a different perspective, I don't want to mention the word because it's a controversial word, so I don't want to say it.
My friend, you keep saying to me controversial, but you never said to me what is controversial. So go to the topic, otherwise I will hang up on you.
Okay, fine. Okay, if you want to talk about the progression of the sun around the earth, if you're talking about the earth as a globe existing in space with stars and the whole universe and the whole concept of universe.
What this have to do with the sunset in murky water?
Because the sun may actually retreat to a place in the stars, in the heavens, which we call the heavens, but there is this kind of bowl that
the sun, according to your science, when the sun set, the sun retreat to heaven.
It's the possibility that it goes somewhere where it gets recharged.
It's possibility. Okay. And what is your education, my friend?
I'm an engineer.
Okay, so according to your engineering education, that the sun retreat to some place.
It's possible, yes. It's possible that it retreats to some place.
And what is the reference of that, as long you're an engineer?
Well, there are multiple references to the what do you call it? We call it the dome. We call it the firmament in the Bible. It's called the firmament, where God laid out the firmament and the stars were put.
What does have to do with the sunset? They said the sunset. We are talking about the sunset.
Yeah, but I mean, it has to go somewhere. We don't see the entire progression of the sun around the earth.
We are talking about timing. Same time, an object. The object is the sun. The time is the sunset. Okay. So now we know exactly what we are talking about. Don't tell me whether we are talking about something we do not know. We know the sun, we know what it is, and we know the time. So when the sun set, that is what described in the Quran. Is that something?
It appears to set, but the sun really doesn't set as to the way the scientific explanation in our regular schooling education has provided us. I mean,
okay. So what now? So now, what is your explanation for the sunset in the Quran? In the spring of murky.
There is a firmament. On the firmament are doors through which angels can travel through. This is also in the Bible. There are stars that are on the firmament. It is a dome that covers the.
Okay. So, but listen. What I say that you are trying to cover the mistake in the Quran and trying to like you came to me as undercover Muslim. Now claiming that you don't believe in Muhammad and Muhammad is not a prophet, but you did not. You don't want to say.
I'm in agreement with all of that. My point is not to
defend. Okay. Are you willing to say that Muhammad is a liar?
He well could be. I mean,
no. This is not the question. He cannot be. Could be. He can be either. Your understanding is Muhammad is a liar or not?
I really, honestly don't know that. Well, from what I've watched, and from what I've seen.
Why you agree, don't agree? I'm asking you. Is Muhammad, according to you, is a liar or he is not?
I can't. How would you like me to answer that? I don't know him. I don't know.
Why not? I do not know him too. Like somebody told you, I used to sit with him in the coffee shop before. I do not know him too. You are an engineer, and now you are reading the Quran. And based on your reading the Quran, is Muhammad telling the truth or he is a liar?
Well, when it concerns this particular point, then I can say that there may be some truth to it, but then that may be copied from the Bible and from other books.
False. There is no verse in the Bible saying that the sun set in a spring of water.
Well, not in that book, but in the book of Enoch, there's a lot that says.
First of all, the book of Enoch. When somebody says the book of Enoch, the question is, was it even a book? When we say a book, some people, they are so naive and they are really funny. They say the book. Any book is a speech of somebody. If somebody write it down, that make it a book. If somebody never write it, still it's the speech. So when you say the book of Enoch, this is the language to mention who is the one who is talking. In the book of Enoch, the false book of Enoch, it says that there is gate, and this gate they have guards, and there's doors, and there is there is a storage room, and there is where God he put gold and silver, and he put hail. So we are talking about a fake false book. Same time, in the book of Enoch, does it say that the sun set in a spring of water in that false book?
No, I don't think.
So why you are changing the topic and why you are playing games? Let us go back to zero. Do you think that the sun set in a spring of water, based on your understanding? Let us say there's a stars, blah 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 blah. In the stars, if there is a spring of muddy water,
hot water or boiling water.
But so according to your knowledge, because you used to work in NASA, obviously, did they find that there is a spring of water in the space, and the sun goes there at the sunset time?
You see, there is no space. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no such thing as space. There is water.
There's no space. So
Above
what is there?
What is above the firmament? There's water.
Who said that?
Well, there are many references to it, and there will be, I mean, we can, that's like I said, a whole other conversation that we can look into. And from what I understand, now I'm
Okay,
only talking about
I will help you. I will help you. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is where you get this from. You are a Muslim. And
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, this is where you get the reference from. Otherwise, give me the reference. Here we go. Allah, He is above the water. Underneath Him, there's water. And the top of Him, there's water. Do you agree?
That's a possibility.
Okay. And above Him, there's air. Underneath of Him, there's air. Do you agree?
That's also a very, very likely possibility. Yes.
Okay. So
because if you go above the dome, so let me explain it to you this way.
Before you explain, where do you get this reference from? That there is a God. His name is Allah. Above Him there is air. Underneath of Him there is air. Above Him there is water. Underneath of Him there is water. Where do you get it from?
From you just now. I mean, from watching.
No, a second ago you mentioned that to me, and now I mentioned the reference for you from Muhammad.
No. You mentioned that to me. You just said that to me.
No. I said, do you believe that there is a spring of water? Because you keep saying to me there is a stars and heaven, blah blah blah. Okay, so I said to you, according to your understanding, do science or you believe there is a river, there's a spring of water where the sun set in the space. You said to me there's no space, correct?
I said there's no space. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
So I did not mention to you where you got this from. You are the one who mentioned it.
No, you mentioned it. You can go back and
okay. Let us go back to zero. Let us go back. Let us go back to zero. So do you believe that in the space or whatever it is in the heaven, there's a spring of water where the sun goes down in it?
It's more like a sea. I would say that there is a sea, but it could just be a spring.
Okay, hold on. How the spring became a sea? I mean, could be a sea. What sea?
So basically, above the dome is what separates
the air from the water. What is the dome?
The dome is the firmament.
What is the firmament?
The firmament is what God stretched out over the earth, and He put the stars on the firmament.
Where you learn that the God He stretched above the heaven? Where He stretched? What do you mean He stretched?
He created the dome. He separated the water from the waters. Okay,
but where it says separate water from water have nothing to do with what we're talking about. So God, He made us like a container, let us say. We have the atmosphere, we have every source of living. That's what the Bible is talking about. So now I'm asking you, where you got this is from, that God in the top of the dome and He stretched Himself and there's a spring of water where the sun set?
Well, he laid the stars on the firmament, and the firmament is separating the earth from the air.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. You see, I'm asking you a very specific question. Spring of water. Arabic is my first language, so spring is a spring. We don't say spring, but we mean a refrigerator. We don't say spring, but we mean faucet. We don't say spring, we mean sink. We don't say spring, we mean toilet seat. We don't say spring means sea. Spring is a spring. Do we agree?
I agree.
Okay, but a second ago you said it might be a sea.
No, I said the sea is above the dome.
And, no. I ask you that where we can find a spring of water in this space. You said it might be a sea. You said that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
and I stick to
but
it.
The Quran says a spring. The Quran did not use the word sea. Do we agree?
I agree.
Okay, solve the problem now. Where we can find a spring of water in this space, or there's no space according to you, where the sun is a big star, right? As I know, the sun is bigger than my house. I don't know, maybe this. But the sun is so big.
Yeah. Some say it's about 3.4 miles large.
The sun is how many?
About 3.4 miles in diameter.
3.4 mile only?
Yes, only. And it's not even very far away from us. It's actually really, really close. Really close.
Okay. I see.
So this is my understanding. See, if you tell me to, I can, of course, outside of
No,
the
no,
biblical
okay,
example.
hold on. So the sun is so close to us. Where are you? What do you mean? Where the sun is so close? And it's 3.5 mile only?
Yes, and so is
Ah,
the moon. They're both the same size, exactly.
my yard is bigger, my friend.
3.4 miles
Yeah,
in diameter.
my yard is bigger than that. So are you saying the sun is smaller than my yard?
From what I've read, that's what it says it is, and so it's much, much,
Wh-
much, much,
And
much closer.
and
It's
where
not 96
where you
million
read
light
that?
years away.
Where you read that?
I have my sources of information that I
Ah,
tend to believe
are you
in.
Prophet Muhammad
So
himself? Are you Prophet Muhammad?
no, sir, I'm not.
So okay, when you say to me source, okay, why you don't show it to me? Is it secret? Are you part of a secret society, like the Gossip Society?
Not really, but I've done a lot of research outside of just religion and just
Okay,
the
can you
religious
help me?
text.
Because I want to be educated like you. Where you get your source from? I want to educate myself. Come on, don't be selfish.
I'll give that to you in private.
Ah, you don't want people to know, don't you? So only me and you, we are the only smart. I got you. I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we can,
I'll give you
my
sources, and
friend,
I'll give you a
my
scientific.
friend, my friend. It's a very
Yeah.
funny. It's very funny, and shame on you. You are not an adult. You are not even an engineer. You are just a kid, and you need to change your medication immediately. Camel urine is not helping you.
Okay.
All right. We thought it's a Muslim. It turned to be a fort. The sun is 3.5 mile in diameter. Okay, solve it now. And the spring, it might be as a sea. Okay. Lord have mercy. See, what we do here is dealing with a lot of mental illness. I mean, it is. And the sun is so close to us. I mean, yeah, it's so close. You know? Aren't you Prophet Muhammad himself? You just call me? The Quran say the sun set in a spring water. What his name? Zakir Naik said? بدأ تثر. The sun said in the Quran. The sun set in the murky water. بدأ تثر. If you go to the sun, and you go to the sun, then into the sea, and then you see the sun going in the sea. You would think that the sun going in the sea. So Allah He speak and the sun appeared to us. But He's not saying that the sun is in the sea. Abdul, what sea? What me? What thee? It says a spring of water. There's no sea. And what think we don't think, it says he found it. Not only that, he reached the sitting place of the sun. I mean, what do you want more clear? He reached the sitting place of the sun. So there's a specific place where the sun set. Otherwise, this king, he spent his life in war. Now, finally, in his journey, the Quran is mentioning specific event, which is something very, very important. Finally, he reached the sitting place of the sun. The Abdul, they tried to fix it, duct tape. Like, what the heck? Zakir Naik, hey, Muslims, I mean, the guy, he's making out of money. Can't you ask him to fix his teeth? Maybe he can speak better one day. He found the sitting place. He reached a specific location. I mean, when they lie, the reason I call them potatoes. I'm not insulting. I mean, those people are very flexible. Potato have no shape. If you put a rock next to the potato when it's growing, the potato will go around the rock. It doesn't have a shape. Potatoes. They reshape their religion as they wish. So it says there clearly, he reached the sitting place of the sun. So what? It's a sitting place of what is the sun. He reached where? It's not the sunset time. No. It doesn't say even the sunset time. It says he reached the sitting place of the sun. And not only that, if you go a few verses after, he reached all the way where the sun rises. What? Alexander the Great, his journey was one day? That's it. And do you need to go anywhere to reach the sunset place? If it's what we see only, I do not need to go anywhere. The sun set here, the sun set there. I do not need to move. The same for the sunrise. So the Quran is made by a stupid donkey. His name is Qatham, the one who was born 4 years after his father's death, which means Allah knows only who is his father. But you know, Allah is fake God, you know nothing. So until he keep going, until he came to the rising place of the sun. It's in front of you. He found it rising on people for whom Allah had no shelter. So, but isn't it the sun rise everywhere? No. Here, he's not talking about the sun rising everywhere only. He's talking about the rising place of the sun. Otherwise, all of us, we know the sun goes everywhere, even the South Pole, North Pole. But he's talking about a specific location where the sun rises, and in that location, those people, they have no shelter. Now, the Muslim here, they get so confused about who are they, and they claim that they are the black people in the North Pole. You believe me or not, go check it out. The Muslim now, because of the fabrication of scientific miracle of the Quran, they say this is, when it says there is no shelter, he meant the ozone. What the heck? Ozone? Really? And they say they found in the South Pole there's a hole, oops, in the ozone. What happened to the Abdul who wanna call me? And then when we show them what Muhammad said from the hadith, which is good hadith, not even weak. Remember, even weak is accepted. The Muslims, they escape and they take the exit of the highway. It doesn't say that, CP. Now I understand how Muhammad became a prophet. If there is a people like this guy who called me, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This is Muhammad talking about where the sun set. I was sitting behind the Messenger of Allah, who was riding a donkey. While the sun was setting, he asked, "Do you know where this set?" I replied, "Allah and his apostle knows best." And here you notice that Muhammadan are not monotheists, they are mushrikeen. Mushrikeen mean they associate a man with their God. They associate other God with their God. The knowledge of Muhammad and the knowledge of Allah is best. They are equal. Muhammad never said, don't say that. My knowledge is nothing. And then Muhammad now is so proud because the guy, he just said to him, Allah and his messengers knows best. In fact, Muhammad is asking this question just to show off. Obviously, he love it. The guy, he gave Muhammad the ego he is looking for. Oh, the Allah and the man, you are the one, Allah and you knows best. So now Muhammad want to show him. Okay, he said it's set in a spring of warm water. In fact, Hamia is not warm, fast translation. It's a very hot water. Very, very, very hot. If we take the word Hamia actually in Arabic here, we will find that this is a description of how hot the hellfire will be in the Quran. The same word. So it's not warm water as the fast translation. Never, never accept Muslim translation for the Quran. They lie. They lie. And most likely, for some reason, some people believe that the boiling water we see in the ground, this is because the sun set in murky water, muddy, boiling water. Either the water make it hot again and come back, or the sun making the water hot. As you see, this is the word Hamia mentioned at least twice in the Quran, and it's talking about blazing fire. Hamia is not just warm. No, no, not warm actually. It is very hot. Do we have any Muhammadan beside this guy who believed that the sun set in a spring of water in the sky? And the sun is a 3.5 mile in diameter? I mean, this is not even the size of the zucchini I grow in my backyard. Do we have any Muhammadan who would like to call us? Let us go back to do you saw the news of Saudi and the Jews they're looking for the second seal? What second seal? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Same time, anything will happen between the Muslims and the Jews, it's a joke, because simply those both, they hate each other to death. But there's one person, he like money. The other person, he like the Jews. You know what I'm talking about. So now they have a benefit. So this is a friend with benefit. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Saudi Arabia is terrified because of the Iranian Shia. The Shia, they are taking over the Middle East. They took over already over Syria. Turkey, a lot of cities are converting to Shiaism. Yemen, most of it now became Shia. Iraq, almost 90% is Shia. So they are expanding so fast, and the Sunni are terrified. Now Saudi Arabia want to shake hands with the Jews because they are left alone. Joe Biden, he don't care for them. He don't even care for he care only for Hunter Biden. Anyway, this is not our topic. So anyone who think that there is a peace agreement between Jews and Muslims, this is a joke. Those people, they don't believe in peace. They believe in business. Both of them. Business. Business comes first. God is not there. They worship money, oil, gold, silver. Even a Muslim, by the way, not a single Muslim believe in Islam. Muslim, they believe in penis and vagina. Why a Muslim want to believe? So he can get the versions. That's all. He don't believe in God. He don't care for God. He want to go and do boom boom. People, they are, you know, you watch news, you believe in the news, right? Like they say to you, Trump, he signed Abrahamic deal. That's false. What Abrahamic deal? Those people even have nothing to do with Abraham. It's just a pure politics and power balance. Iran is going to eat them alive. Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Emirat, Iran can crush them in 5 minutes, not 5 hours. Those people don't even have an army. They could not even fight a militant in Yemen, Shia militant, not an army, a Shia militant. 95% of them are drug dealers and they take drugs. They could not even fight them. How they can fight Iran? So the whole idea you see in the Middle East now in news, don't fool yourself. They don't care for the Jews. They don't like the Jews. They never love the Jews. They wish to get rid of the Jews. This is what the Muslims believe. But now, because they are so weak, Americans are not protecting them as before. Iran is getting stronger and stronger, and Iran is going to attack. Sooner or later, not Israel. Iran will never attack Israel. Iran will attack Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar. And you will see. Anyway, we go back to our topic. This is what happened when people, they mention different things have nothing to do with us. But people believe in the news only, you know, the news. If Iran want to attack Israel, they can attack. Well, who's holding them? They will never dare. It's a joke. Who dare? The Israeli, they can burn Iran in less than a few seconds. They can burn it literally. You know what literally means? Literally. All those things you see in the news is a joke. The Shia, they want to conquer the Muslim Sunni. They want to get back Cairo. Egypt used to be Shia. 100%. They want to have it back. And they will. Obama is a Shia, and Biden is trying his best to help Iran. But things is not working for his benefit. This is why you see always when Biden or Obama in the office, they send them money. They use any excuse to send them money. Anything. The second Biden or Obama is in the office, Saudi Arabia is under the threat of Iran. Why? Because they side with Iran. Literally. Yeah, and people believe in the news. Let us see, maybe we have a Muslim. All right, don't say to me hello unless you are a Muslim and you call me. Are you a Muslim? Please, guys, only if you are a Muslim. All right, let us see. Somebody who says he's a Muslim. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Hello.
Yes, my friend, you are live on air. You are a Muslim?
I was born in the Muslim country, and my mother is Muslim.
I don't understand. You are a Muslim from a Muslim country?
I'm from Muslim country, yes.
And you are a Muslim?
I'm Muslim.
All
and
right. How old are you? How old are you, if you don't mind?
Hold on. What?
How old are you?
How old are me? How old me?
How old are you?
How?
How old are you?
21st.
20?
21st. Yes.
21, you mean? Okay. So are you from Indonesia?
Okay.
Are you from Indonesia?
Yes, right.
All right. What do you want to say, my friend? Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. I read your book because my father recommend me your book.
Your father?
My father recommend your book.
Why your father recommend my book? You are a Muslim. Isn't he a Muslim too?
Yes. No. Because of my father then the truly my father don't believe in Muhammad, you know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Okay, and?
Okay. And the time that I read your book and the translate of Quran translate to Indonesia, it's wrong, you know, like vagina don't read as vagina.
I don't understand. What?
Hello? What?
I don't understand. What you said, translation wrong. You mean my translation is wrong?
No. The Quran translation to Indonesia.
Ah, okay.
As your read in book.
Okay.
Okay. But I thought in Muhammad as a prophet, you know. But my question is how dangerous is Islam, you know?
How dangerous?
How dangerous is Islam?
How dangerous if you left Islam?
No, how dangerous is Islam where you say that Islam is the false religion, and then how dangerous is Islam?
I don't know. I'm trying to understand. So I say Islam is a false religion. And what do you want to ask me?
Okay. In you can open the Quran chapter 9 At-Tawbah.
Okay, At-Tawbah, chapter 9, verse number 29.
Number 29. Okay. I read the Tafsir Ulama.
What chapter 9, what verse?
Verse 29, as you said.
Okay.
Okay. And then
What about it?
non-Muslim have to pay jizya.
The Christian, they have to pay jizya, not Muslims.
Yes, non-Muslim. Non-Muslim have to pay jizya.
Yeah.
And the tafsir of I read the tafsir of Quraish Shihab, Indonesian ulama.
Okay.
He read jizya means tax.
Yeah, that's false. You can read if you want. Do you Indonesian have Ibn Kathir in Indonesian language?
No.
You don't have Ibn Kathir in Indonesian language?
No, I don't have.
Okay, we have somebody, his name is Emperor. Text me, Emperor, maybe you can join the conversation and translate. So if you try to search Ibn Kathir in English, you will see that Ibn Kathir said clearly that the Christians, they have to pay that because they are filthy and they refuse to convert to Islam. You don't pay tax because you are filthy. And he's made it clear that the Caliphate Omar, this is why the Caliphate Omar, he commanded the Muslim not to respect the Christian and not to treat them nicely. In fact, the opposite, and he to treat them in a miserable way because they are not accepting Prophet Muhammad. So this is not tax, because people pay tax and nobody will spit at you and nobody will humiliate you and nobody will make fun of you. You pay tax like everybody. But Christians are not equal citizens in their own land after the Muslims occupy it. Christians, they are treated very miserably. And we can open right now Ibn Kathir in English and we can read for you. I can give you the link of Ibn Kathir, and you can maybe use Google Translation to translate to your Indonesian language. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. So if we go in chapter 9, Ibn Kathir, I will put it for you in the screen. And then we go to verse number 29. I will give you the page in a second. Here we go. So this is the page of Ibn Kathir. I will put it in the screen. And I will send you the link. Are you a male or a female?
I'm female.
Okay. This is the link. This is the link. I'm sending it to you. All right. Okay. Why you don't let your father join us? The one who recommended my book. Invite him. Yeah. Yeah. So here you see Ibn Kathir. You can open the link, use Google browser, and you will see Ibn Kathir explain how and why the Muslim should not respect and treat the Christian nicely. In fact, the Prophet said if a Muslim he meet a Christian or a Jew in the street, he have to force him to walk in the sewage. So if we go down here, it says the following, that paying jizya is a sign of disgrace and feel themselves subdued. I mean, there's you can read the translation here. Like, you know, when those Christians, you see them in the street, you have to make them subdued. You have to make fun of them, you have to insult them. And here, read with me carefully, paying jizya is a sign of kufr and disgrace. It's not tax. People pay tax is not a sign of disgrace. Do you see it?
And prepare his army to fight the Romans and to people to
Go
choose.
down where it says jizya in the page, almost in the middle of the page. It
Paying
says,
jizya is a sign of kufr and disgrace.
see, so the sheikhs who say to you it's a tax, he's a liar. Because Indonesian, they pay tax, right? But doesn't mean that they are going to be disgraced for paying tax. Actually, in fact, if you pay tax, that means you are a good citizen and nobody will disgrace you. If you don't pay tax, then you will be disgraced. Here, if you pay it, that means you are disgraced. So they lie when they say this is just a tax.
Yes.
It says here, until they pay the jizya, if they don't choose to embrace Islam. And then he says here, with willingly submission, in defeat. They are defeated. And here he says, disgraced, humiliated, belittled. Therefore, Muslims are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma, which means the Christian and the Jews, or elevate them above the Muslims. For they are miserable, disgraced, humiliated. Muslims recorded, etc., that the Prophet says, if you meet a Christian or a Jew in the street, force him to the most narrow alley, which means the sewage. In the old days, there was a line in the side of the road, which is a sewage at that time, like an open line, you know, like a deep hole, go around, like all along with the road, in the side of the road, where dirty water go there. So if a Christian and a Muslim walking, when they met, the Christian should jump in the dirty sewage, so he will be disgraced, for he refused to accept Muhammad as a prophet. So what do you think? You want to stay as a Muslim?
You know, my father and my mother is spread way, cause my father not believe in Islam, and my mother believe in Islam, and I live with my mother, because my mother is Islam, and my mother don't want me to live Islam, you know.
Your mother, she want me to stay as a Muslim or leave Islam?
Yes.
Yes, what?
My mother want me to stay Islam.
Stay Islam, okay. But what about you? You want to stay as a Muslim? What do you think? Do you think Islam is a good religion? So why you don't?
No, but
yeah,
not a good religion, but I don't think Islam is dangerous for any religion.
I just showed you that Islam. So now, if Islam will be practiced in Indonesia, you Indonesian Muslims should spit at the Christians, beat them, humiliate them, and disrespect them. So, and you say to me, Islam is not the religion of, is not dangerous, and even kill them.
Can you repeat what you were saying before?
I'm saying, I just showed you Ibn Kathir giving interpretation for the verse says that, and the Muhammad said, if you see a Christian or a Jew in the street, you should treat them miserably, disrespect them. And that verse is speaking about killing them. If they don't pay jizya, if they don't pay money, kill them. So Islam is a gang. They come to the store of a guy, he opened a store, they say to him, pay us to protect you, otherwise we will kill you. So what do you mean Islam is not dangerous?
But I don't think like that. So because of my livelihood is Islam. My livelihood is Islam, and there is many good Muslim, you know.
I don't care how many good Muslim there is. There's nothing that's called good Muslim. Good Muslim is a terrorist. If you are not a terrorist, you are not a good Muslim.
Oh, what?
Yeah, a good Muslim is someone who hates the Christian and the Jews and the Hindus, and he hates everybody. Yeah. Okay. I will go. So you say to me, your father is not a Muslim no more, correct? Okay. Do you love your father? Do you love your father?
I love my.
I don't hear you. Get it close to the microphone, please. Get it close to the microphone. I cannot hear you no more. What happened?
I love my father, absolutely.
You love your father, right?
Yes.
All right. But that means you are not a Muslim. What happened?
I know that in Quran, right, in Al-Ma'idah,
Huh?
in the chapter Al-Ma'idah, chapter Al-Ma'idah, verse, I don't know, I forget verse, but yes, Muslim do not interact with non-Muslim, right?
No.
Even if
The Quran
even if
in chapter 58, verse number 22, the Quran says, you will not find any good Muslim who believe in Allah, any Muslim who believe in Allah, love those who oppose Allah. Who is the one who oppose Allah? Your father. He just asked you to read my book.
yeah.
So do you love your father or you don't love your father now?
Well, you know, any scholar in Indonesia don't teach that.
I don't care about, I just showed you a verse in the Quran. What scholars?
Maybe different tafsir in.
You can read
Yes.
all tafsir, no problem. You will not find, the Quran is so clear, you will not find any believing person in Allah and His Messenger loving those who oppose Allah, even if they are their father, their mother, their brothers, their son.